Hi everyone, it's Diana. I want to speak today about the season of completion. I've been speaking about it previously and I feel led by God to speak about it again. So what is the mark of the season of completion? And if you are not in it, how can you enter into that season? I want to start by reading James chapter 1 verse 4. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So when you are mature and complete, it means that you let perseverance finish its work. I want to read a passage from my book, Holiness Reset, where I explain what completeness is and how it's tied into perfection and into peace. The word perfect signifies that which is complete, entire, sound, lacking nothing, made whole in both heart and mind, and thus in purpose. It is to reach the end for which you were designed. It is the mark of spiritual maturity, where you are fully developed in your faith, walking in the fullness of that to which God has called you. This is perfecting holiness. It is maturity and completion in purpose. And how shall you reach such perfection except through peace in your perseverance? Is it not written, but let perseverance have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing? Are you not lacking because you do not persevere in trials with knowledge, not without understanding, but with knowledge? Are you not imperfect because you waver in your mind, being double-minded? For perseverance is patience, endurance, and steadfastness. But perseverance without the shalom of God is like a car striving to accelerate with the gear in neutral. It makes much sound, expending energy, yet moves not a bit. So it is with you. You strive and labor, but without peace and trust in Him, you move not an inch, and you end in despair. But here is the mystery. Shalom is not only peace, but also perfection, wholeness, and completeness. So if you want to be whole, if you want to be complete, you need the peace of God. As it is written, you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. You see that trust gives birth to peace. It is through your peace and trust in him that you are strengthened. Therefore, there is no perfection without peace, for peace itself is wholeness and perfection. You cannot be perfect unless you persevere with peace, bearing all things, with steadfast trust in Him. And when perseverance has finished her work, and peace has ruled your heart, then you are perfect, lacking nothing. So what is the mark of being in that season, in the season of completeness? It's peace, because peace equals shalom. And shalom is not only peace, but it's also perfection, it's wholeness, when you lack nothing. And the Bible clearly tells us how we achieve that state. It is by perseverance, by going through trials, and by resting in God. When you rest in God, it means that there is nothing for you to do. There is nothing else to work on. It means that you lean on Him. You use your trust to birth peace, because trusting Him births peace. So if you feel that you are laboring, you are struggling, and you are not in that season, you can change it. You can decide to enter into God's peace. It means that by you allowing God to lead you through situations that will make you trust in Him, you enter His peace. Because when you enter His peace, it means that you are complete. You let Him work on your heart to shape it, to mold it, so that you can see Him in every circumstance, in every situation. He will be with you. And when you have this assurance, you can lean on Him. Trust leans. When you trust in Him, you lean on Him. But you need to know that He is with you. And how you get to know this for sure is when you are in various situations that seem impossible to overcome. It means that you face various trials where you see God's faithfulness. Even if it seems like you have hit the rock bottom, it's the end for you, you can't wrap your mind around how the situation could change. You are in the perfect situation to see God move. He's building trust in you so that you can enter the season of completeness. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 11 says, "Let us therefore strive to enter that rest, so that no one may fall by the same sort of disobedience." The King James Version says, "Lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief." So if you cannot rest, that's a sign of unbelief. When we strive to enter that rest, it means that we strive to enter into faith. It means that we start hearing God more, and by hearing Him more, we start having faith. Entering into His rest means that we enter into the finished work of Christ. It means that we have this awareness of what He did on the cross. We have the mind of Christ. We have a different consciousness. It's not the old consciousness, but a new one that is connected to Christ. It means that because He died, I have died. I have died with Him. When I was baptized, it means that I died with Him and I resurrected with Him. So I have that awareness, that consciousness that tells me it is finished. Not because I still strive to achieve a state of completeness, but because I was with Him on the cross. I was with Him, with Jesus, when He did certain things. I was with Him when He was doing miracles. So it means that I need to tap into a consciousness and remember what He did. Remember those miracles so that I can imitate Him. Because when I imitate Him, I can let God work for me, and I'm not striving to do miracles, but I'm just remembering how Jesus did them, because I have the same consciousness as Jesus. So I enter into His rest. He did it. I'm just imitating. I am remembering. That's why we take communion, to remember what He did. It does not mean just to have brain activity of what happened in the past, but it means to go back to that place and take what I need. I'm going back to the cross to remember what happened there. I'm teleporting into the past so that I can bring what was there into the now, so that I can use it for the future. It means that I'm connecting to Jesus and what He did for me and as me. He didn't only die for me, but as me, in my place. I should have died, and because He took my place, I died with Him. I cannot live like Him if I'm not dying with Him. So my old nature is dead. I have a new nature. But this new nature I can only have if the old one is dead, which means the more I enter into His rest, the more I realize that I'm not my old self, but I am a new creation. If we go back to Genesis and we go to Genesis 2 verse 2, it says, "By the seventh day God had finished the work He had done doing." So on the seventh day, He rested from all His works. Let me also read the King James Version. "And on the seventh day, God ended His work, which He had made. And He rested on the seventh day from all His work, which He had made." So when God rested, when God finished creation, it says He rested, not because He was tired, but because it was complete. Nothing more needed to be added. So rest is the seal of completion. When you walk in that divine peace, that stillness, that no circumstance can shake. It's heaven's signal that a cycle has come full circle, that the work in that area of your life is finished, matured, and perfected. Completeness is not really something that you achieve, but it's rather something that you tap into. It's a consciousness of a rest. It's the consciousness of a Jesus that knows he has done all things. But how can I enter? How can I tap into this consciousness? It's by trusting in him. Perseverance through trials. So he is taking you through various trials to activate that consciousness of completion. John chapter 14 verse 27 says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you." He is giving you his peace. So it's like a download. He's downloading peace into you. It's not something that you strive for, but it's something that you receive. It's a consciousness. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. When you trust in him, your heart will not be troubled. You will not be afraid. Romans chapter 16 verse 20. The God of peace will soon crush Satan under your feet. The grace of our Lord Jesus be with you. So you see that when God inspired these Bible verses, he weaved in some mysteries and secrets. It says the God of peace will soon crush Satan under your feet. So it's not the Lord of hosts that will soon crush Satan under your feet, but the God of peace. It means that when you have peace, the Lord will crush Satan under your feet. That's the highest level of spiritual warfare. How do you overcome the highest level of spiritual warfare? With peace, completion. You enter into his rest. When you enter his rest, the enemy can't even touch you. And the grace of our Lord Jesus be with you. It means that when you have peace, the Lord crushes Satan under your feet, and the grace of our Lord Jesus is upon you. A greater measure of grace, the grace that elevates you, the grace that makes you be steady, steadfast, the grace that establishes you, the grace that gives you a consciousness that is his own. And in that consciousness, the enemy has already been defeated. So automatically, you receive a download of a victory. Basically, you stand in a victory without doing anything because it's a condition of the mind. Receiving the mind of Christ means that I know what he knows. I have the same eyes to see. I have the same thoughts. I have the same desires. It says about Jesus that he came full of grace. And when people had faith and they met Jesus, which was full of grace, a miracle happened. So marrying faith with grace results in miracles. Because when the faith of people met Jesus' grace, every time a miracle happened. John chapter 16 verse 33. I have told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. So what did Jesus tell you? What has God revealed to you? Because that's the source of peace. When you trust in his words, when you trust in what he has shown you. So when you have shalom, you are whole, you are complete. And if you want to enter into that season because you feel like you are not quite there, then start trusting God more, because as a direct result, you will enter into his rest. Alright, that's it for this video. Share this with a family member, with a friend. Let me know what you have learned. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to give to God, the link is in the description box below. Many blessings and see you soon.